Sherlock Holmes sat in his study, surrounded by an array of books and artifacts, his mind occupied by the latest case he had taken on. Suddenly, a frantic knock echoed through the room, startling him from his reverie. It was Inspector Lestrade, his face etched with concern. "Mr. Holmes, I bring news of a most perplexing matter," Lestrade exclaimed, gasping for breath. "The Star of Serendipity, a rare and exquisite gem displayed at the British Museum, has vanished without a trace." Holmes raised an intrigued eyebrow, his mind instantly sharpened by the prospect of a challenging mystery. He motioned for Lestrade to continue, and the inspector provided the details of the baffling disappearance. "The museum's security is second to none," Lestrade began. "Yet somehow, during the night, the Star of Serendipity was stolen from its heavily fortified display case. There were no signs of forced entry, no alarms triggered, and the CCTV footage revealed nothing suspicious." Holmes leaned back in his chair, stroking his chin thoughtfully. "Curious indeed," he mused. "A theft so audacious requires meticulous planning and a profound understanding of security systems. I must examine the crime scene at once." Together, Holmes and his loyal companion, Dr. John Watson, made their way to the British Museum. As they entered the grand building, they were met by the museum's curator, Mr. Fletcher, who led them to the vacant display case that once held the coveted gem. The shattered glass lay scattered on the floor, a glimmering reminder of what had been lost. Holmes knelt down, studying the broken remnants with a discerning eye. His keen observation skills soon unearthed something intriguing, an unusual smudge on the marble floor, barely visible to the untrained eye. "Watson, take note of this," Holmes instructed, pulling out a small magnifying glass from his pocket. "This smudge appears to be a residue of a substance, possibly left by the thief. It requires further analysis." Watson scribbled down the details diligently, admiring Holmes's acute attention to even the slightest detail. Just as they were about to leave the crime scene, a faint aroma caught Holmes's attention. A lingering scent of a rare perfume, barely detectable amidst the sterile museum air. "Interesting," Holmes murmured. "This scent is not one I am familiar with. It could prove to be a valuable clue in our pursuit of the thief." As they exited the museum, Holmes and Watson engaged in a spirited discussion, analyzing the available information. They pondered the significance of the smudge and the mysterious perfume, speculating on their relevance to the theft. Holmes's mind raced, connecting the dots and formulating theories. He deduced that the thief must possess a profound understanding of security systems and an intricate knowledge of the museum's layout. The stolen gem was a coveted prize, its absence leaving a void in the hearts of many. "Tomorrow, Watson," Holmes declared, his eyes gleaming with anticipation, "we shall delve deeper into this enigma. I sense that our journey will take us to unexpected places and unveil secrets hidden in the shadows." And so, with the taste of mystery lingering in the air, Holmes and Watson prepared themselves for the arduous task of unraveling the puzzling disappearance of the Star of Serendipity. The next day, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson found themselves back at the British Museum, ready to delve deeper into the perplexing case of the stolen Star of Serendipity. Armed with their analytical minds and unwavering determination, they embarked on a meticulous examination of the crime scene. Holmes circled the shattered glass display case, his eyes scanning every inch of the area. Watson followed closely, ready to document any discoveries. Suddenly, Holmes stopped in his tracks, a glimmer of excitement in his eyes. "Watson, look here!" Holmes exclaimed, pointing to a minute fragment of glass on the floor. "This piece seems out of place. It doesn't match the shattered pieces from the display case. It must have come from somewhere else." Curiosity piqued, Watson crouched down beside Holmes and examined the glass fragment. "But where could it have come from, Holmes?" The display case was the only source of shattered glass. Holmes grinned, his mind racing. "Precisely, Watson. The presence of this glass suggests the possibility of a hidden access point near the display case. Let's investigate further." The duo meticulously combed the area, examining every nook and cranny. Their efforts paid off when, hidden amidst a cluster of decorative columns, they discovered a discreet lever disguised as an ornate carving. Holmes pulled the lever, and to their astonishment, a hidden door swung open, revealing a concealed passage leading deeper into the museum. With cautious steps, Holmes and Watson ventured into the secret passage, their lantern casting eerie shadows on the ancient walls. As they made their way through the labyrinthine corridors, they stumbled upon a series of cryptic messages scrawled on the walls. Holmes examined the messages, his sharp mind deciphering their hidden meanings. "These messages are riddles, Watson," he declared, excitement palpable in his voice. "They seem to hint at the location of the stolen gem. The thief has left us a trail to follow." Piece by piece, Holmes pieced together the clues. The riddles spoke of hidden constellations and celestial secrets, leading them to various exhibits scattered throughout the museum. Each location held a clue to the next, guiding them deeper into the heart of the mystery. Their pursuit took them to the ancient artifacts wing, where they encountered a mesmerizing Egyptian sarcophagus. Holmes' gaze lingered on a curious inscription near the base, which bore a striking resemblance to one of the riddles. "Watson, this inscription is the key," Holmes exclaimed, excitement coursing through his veins. "It points us to the final location, where the Star of Serendipity awaits." Their journey reached its climax as Holmes and Watson arrived at an abandoned mansion on the outskirts of London, the very location the riddles had led them to. With caution, they crossed the threshold, stepping into a world frozen in time. Inside the decaying mansion, hidden traps and concealed passages tested their wits and agility. With each obstacle overcome, they grew closer to their quarry. Their determination led them to a dimly lit chamber where they finally came face to face with the thief. Holmes and Watson stood in the dimly lit chamber, their eyes fixed upon the figure before them. The thief who had orchestrated the audacious theft of the Star of Serendipity. The room was adorned with artifacts from distant lands, their presence adding an air of mystique to the climactic encounter. The thief, a cunning and enigmatic figure, smirked in the face of Holmes' arrival. "Ah, Mr. Holmes, I had a feeling you would eventually find your way here. But do you truly believe you can outwit me?" Holmes remained calm, his piercing gaze locked on the thief. "Your confidence is admirable, but I assure you, the game is up. Your motives and methods may still remain a mystery, but your capture is inevitable." The thief's eyes flashed with a mix of defiance and curiosity. "Very well, detective. If you truly possess the wit you are renowned for, answer me this. What would drive someone to go to such lengths for a mere gem? The Star of Serendipity is more than it seems." Holmes pondered the question, his mind racing to connect the dots. Suddenly, realization dawned upon him. The Star of Serendipity is no ordinary gem, is it? It holds a secret, a hidden power that you seek to harness. A sly smile danced upon the thief's lips. "Impressive deduction, Mr. Holmes. The gem possesses a unique energy rumored to bestow extraordinary luck upon its possessor. With it, one can control the outcomes of life's whims, shaping destiny itself." Holmes's eyes gleamed with both understanding and concern. "Your ambitions have led you down a treacherous path. The pursuit of such power is destined to end in ruin." With a flick of the thief's hand, a hidden compartment opened, revealing the coveted Star of Serendipity. The gem sparkled, its ethereal glow casting an enchanting aura in the room. "Now, Mr. Holmes," the thief sneered, "witness the culmination of my efforts." The thief clutched the gem tightly, a surge of energy pulsating through their veins. But Holmes was not one to be deterred. With a swift and calculated move, he disarmed the thief, sending the gem tumbling from their grasp. Watson lunged forward, catching the gem just in time. A look of awe mixed with trepidation etched upon his face. Holmes approached the thief, his voice firm and resolute. "Your quest for power has come to an end. The Star of Serendipity shall return to its rightful place, where its true purpose may remain hidden from the grasp of those who seek to abuse its potential." The thief, defeated and deflated, stared into Holmes's unwavering eyes. "What will become of me now?" Holmes sighed, his voice filled with a tinge of sympathy. "The law will have its say, but I implore you to reconsider your path. There are other ways to shape one's fortune that do not require such nefarious means." With the stolen gems safely returned to the British Museum, Holmes and Watson bid farewell to the curator, Mr. Fletcher. The Star of Serendipity was once again on display, captivating the imaginations of all who beheld it, though its true nature remained a closely guarded secret. As they walked away, Holmes and Watson reflected on the case that had brought them on a thrilling journey. They understood that there were forces at work far greater than the pursuit of a gem, a battle between light and darkness, and the choices we make in the face of temptation. And so, the great detective and his trusted companion, Dr. Watson, departed from the British Museum, their minds still buzzing with the remnants of the case. They walked the streets of London, contemplating the complexities of human nature and the allure of power. Holmes turned to Watson, a thoughtful expression on his face. "Watson, this case reminds us of the delicate balance between ambition and morality. The pursuit of power can corrupt even the noblest of intentions, and it is our duty to ensure that justice prevails." Watson nodded, his admiration for Holmes unwavering. "Indeed, Holmes. Our role as keepers of truth and defenders of justice requires us to navigate the darkest corners of the human psyche. It is a weighty responsibility, but one that we bear with conviction." As they continued their walk, Holmes's keen eyes caught sight of a distressed woman seeking assistance. Ever the protector of the vulnerable, he and Watson quickly came to her aid, setting aside their reflections momentarily to address the immediate needs of the city they called home. The story of the stolen star of Serendipity may have reached its conclusion, but the adventures of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson would persist, forever intertwined with the enigmas and complexities of the human condition.